Hello everyone. Oh, today we're going to talk about sales. I honestly believe the sales intensive that is on my website right now is one of the best workshops I ever have ever done. I still want to take that workshop and break it down even more and make a little workbook, I think, out of it. That's what I really want to do over the next few months. I feel like the sales intensive has so much in it, it makes your head spin. But like the pricing and product session from last week, I'm not going to repeat what's in the sales segment. What I've got to do is bridge the gap between the startup and the beginning of the sales intensive, because the sales intensive is pretty advanced. And a lot of the people, especially the people in my audience that were at the sales intensive, were already at $2,500 average. We'd been working on that for a year. So I feel like I need to bridge the gray area between getting started. That's what the startup is all about. It's how do I do this? How do I build a business doing this? How do I make money? I have 4 students with me today. I'm going to introduce them. I have Robin, I have Janet. Both Robin and Janet are in selling mode. Janet's averaging more around the $1,200 mark. Robin's averaging more around the $2,500 mark. But both of them have been shooting for many years. They've been shooting my style for about 4 or 5. So basically, they're just at the working on their sales. So are they in complete startup phase? No, they're not. But the 2 behind them are definitely in. And you know them because they work with me, Jason and Caitlin. As you know, Caitlin is not a photographer, but Caitlin has got quite an extraordinary skill. So Caitlin started working as my assistant. I taught her how to use a camera and she makes these amazing videos. So in her weekends, Caitlin now has started a little side business making videos for photographers. So she's going to go through today's breakdown as being brand new in selling her videos, because she's a singer and songwriter. That's what she does. That's what she got her degree in. And so the irony is she's just learning to sell as well, but she's not a photographer. She's in the video making business. So she's going to come at these steps as being completely brand new in selling her videos. Jason is my assistant. He's full-time. He is building his own folio right now. In fact, Jason's almost at the your folio is built, Jason, now start selling and shooting stage. So Jason is at that brand new, now I have to price myself and ask for money. I have to go through the 5 selling points. So he is at that very fresh, I'm sustaining an income by assisting somebody else, but at the end of the day, I want to build a business and I want to build this business up and build it big and strong. So these 4 are all looking at these steps from completely different places, okay? And they're going to be your voice. They're going to ask me questions and interject at any time. Please save all your questions for the end. It is so much easier for me if you ask questions at the end, because I'm just going to go for it for the next 40 minutes or so and just get you through what I've already created for you, just so that we can open up lots of dialogue and education. Now, if any time these guys want to stop me, I told them to throw a hand up if they've got relevant questions. The first slide I've got for you today is basically how I opened my WPPI keynote, which you can now watch. So make sure you watch. We'll put a link in the chat. The WPPI keynote was, when do I know I'm ready to be paid? Now, the interesting thing is the first slide I wrote, and when do I know that I'm good enough to be paid, is when your product and service has a value of equal exchange. When your product and service has a value of equal exchange. Now, if I look at my crew right now, do you believe right now that your product and service has a value of equal exchange? Robin?
Yes.
Do you believe that your product and service has a value of equal exchange?
Yes.
Okay. The fact that you're still sitting at a low average when I've seen your work, Janet, and I know it's good, means there is not an equal exchange in something that you believe is your value. Okay, and that's what I want to uncover. What is it that's exactly not measuring up in terms of valuing out? Because you're a good photographer and you've got a beautiful studio and you know how to run a business. So it's either money or something that you're doing in terms of equal exchange that you don't quite see as measuring up yet, or you feel guilty about asking for more, or okay.
I feel guilty about asking for money, period.
Okay. So
straight out of the gate.
So I know that you've got a good space. I know you know how to work light. I know you know how to build relationships because you built a relationship with me. So if I can get you through the guilt of receiving money and being worth that, I can get you getting $2,000, $2,500, right?
Yeah.
That's what I need to do. Is your product an equal exchange of $1,500, Caitlin? When you create a video that markets your business, do you believe that that product is worth $1,500?
Yeah.
Yes, you do. Okay, so now I've got to get you through these selling points so you can see which ones you're doing and which ones you're not doing yet. Jason, do you believe your product and service is of equal exchange?
Yeah.
Okay, where do you feel that you're not pulling the trigger in your startup phase? Because you are still not pulling the trigger in your startup phase.
And getting clients, like networking and getting more people.
Okay, but where do you think it is from yourself? Do you think it's a value? Do you think it's an ownership? Do you think it's a confidence? Like, where do you feel your block is? Well, let's go through the sales steps, but we're gonna go through the sales steps trying to pertain to the very startup phase. So I will bring it back to a higher level, but ultimately there's something in the very core that you're still not doing, and there's something in the core that you're not doing, because ultimately, Robin, your work is beautiful, your average is high, but you're not out selling yourself. So I still think something could pop up in the 15 sales steps. So what I did with my WPPI talk is I challenged you to try the 15 steps of sales. But today what I'm going to do is strip it right back to the bare startup 15. So I want you to write them down, and I want you to really focus on, am I doing this or am I not?